Here's the signpost, look, so I'd like you to turn left, please, onto the motorway.
Start indicating now. Yeah. Slowing down.
No, don't slow down.
Sorry.
You can pop it into third gear,
It's third, OK.
Yeah, we've had a call of a full vehicle road traffic accident, which has happened on the Western Arm northbound, which is the link road coming from the M5 onto the M6. There are other patrols en route to it, but we've been told it is an injury road accident, so we're going up to have a look and see if we can assist in any way. Oh dear, he says there's a police car behind me.
I think it ought to be made an offence if people don't move out of the way of any emergency vehicle responding to an emergency incident.
This is another case of I can see the police car coming, but I've just got time to overtake yet another vehicle before I get out of the way. The majority of motorists will try and assist in some small way, even by just pulling onto the curb.
It's just to follow on. He is off the gas. He is off the gas a little bit.
Sorry. I was
Nearly missed it.
I did.
Right, just follow straight through. Look.
Ah, no. I wanted him fifth.
That's it. You missed.
Fifth.
Yeah.
This is where the problems start. It's so difficult when you've got two lanes of solid traffic and you are trying to squeeze your way up the middle of them. There's the roadworks assisting us. Up close lane.
Keep your eye open for big holes.
Like this one. Just coming up to behind the scene. You can see. What would appear to have happened is in the tailback, the vehicles have come up behind other slow-moving traffic. The one at the front slowed, so 2 and 3, and the fourth one, for some reason, has just gone into the back and it's tail-to-nose shunt.
While accidents and traffic chaos are the province of the marked cars, the video unit in their unmarked BMW targets speeders and dangerous drivers.
Seems to be getting a bit impatient with the metro. Yeah. If he compounds what he's been doing by doing it again, he may well attract some attention.
See, he doesn't indicate, he just comes straight over.
Yes.
You've got to be more aware, really, on here. Because they just come across, don't they?
Yes, you've really got to be aware. The biggest problem is the lorries.
Yeah.
Now, when you go past a lorry, you'll find that it'll suck you in a little bit.
Yeah.
So grip the steering that little bit tighter.
Yeah. I can feel them pulling me in as I'm going past.
But some of them, they just don't look. They just pull out. The crowd, the lorry that's in front of them, there's not enough room, and then suddenly pull out without checking anything. Check over to your left-hand side. Keep to this lane. Don't cross over. Right, we can move back to the other lane when it's safe to do so.
Yes, that's quite clear.
Over we go then. Good.
It's here, isn't it, stage?
Yeah. The bus left it a little bit late
It
to
did,
get
didn't
back
it?
in,
Sort of
didn't it? Yeah.
Just a little bit near.
Yeah.
Good morning. You just mainly shook up more than physical injury.
There's a woman in the white Mondeo estate. She's got a neck brace on. About that's the only one that's injured, I think.
Well, I don't know. You don't look too bad, considering you've just been in what is quite a traumatic experience, really.
Absolutely. I've never ever been involved in an accident before.
Every driver is asked to provide a breath test to see if they've been drinking. People can still be over from the night before. It's a 0 reading. So at least we know that this lady hasn't got any alcohol in her breath. Soon have this cleared.
we get lots of accidents, and in some of them people get hurt. It's not a nice thing to see, but it's part of the job and we have to deal with it. And we have a change of circumstance where one's attracting attention more than the other. People fall over themselves to attract attention.
Fiesta driver's obviously leaning across to do something.
Right, intend to do a speed check on the vehicle. Nice bridge shadowed. He's in fact bulked slightly by a vehicle in front. We're travelling at 111 miles per hour just to close up to him. I'll let him run for a little while. Gives a more reflective average of his true speed. He's now accelerating 99, 100, 101. It's fairly obvious somebody travelling at this sort of speed is going to attract attention. Looking for a point now to terminate the check. The obvious one coming up is the shadow on the road surface under the bridge, clearly defined. Now we have an average of 98.35. We shall be speaking to this driver very shortly. He's not going to do it. Okay.
It's getting foggy.
It is, isn't it? The only thing I don't like is the rain. I hate the rain when it's really heavy, because the first night I drove home from work and it was teeming down with rain. It really scared me. I had the wipers on really fast.
Keep off to the wheel.
And I felt so nervous till I got home because I just didn't like it. How's your daughter getting on in the school?
Oh, fine, yeah, fine. Yeah, Ralph's decided what he's going to do, because you know he's the youth leader with the Salvation Army in London. He's actually going to become an officer, which in other words is going to be a vicar.
Oh, a vicar? Oh, God.
It is a police vehicle. You have tripped plenty of electronic equipment, and I would like you to come and have a look at it. Jump in the back a sec. Do you know why we've stopped you?
Was I going too close to a car in front?
No. You've got a speedometer in your vehicle. What was that indicating?
Don't know.
I think it's incumbent on you as a driver to know what's happening all around you at all times. I've actually done a speed check on you using a time distance speed measuring device. And the speed, which is quite clearly displayed down here on the screen, 98.35 miles per hour average. As an average speed, it means that there's going to be speeds lower and higher. So perhaps it's worth noting that the speeds were well in excess of 100 miles per hour at certain times during that check. And you then tell me that you're not aware of the speed you're travelling at. That in itself, to me, says that you're not driving with due care and attention.
Yes, it's 704 X-ray Foxtrot Mike. Any better, over?
I'm a bit tired as well.
Oh. Yeah.
Didn't work. I didn't go to sleep till.
As you normally do, over.
Yeah. You're digging a bit deeper and deeper hole for yourself, aren't you? Because if you say you're tired, why are you driving? I should point out to you that magistrates are under an obligation to consider disqualification immediately a speed limit is exceeded by 30 or more miles per hour. If we'd have done a following speed check using the speedometer, we would have been quoting speeds between 96 and 104 miles per hour. Now that would have guaranteed the magistrates thinking about a disqualification. As it is, the speed that will be going on the report is 98.35. So the machine is always lenient in the driver's favour. At the end of the day, the buck stops with your right foot. Time to look in the mirror and say, there's the problem with the trouble. That's my trouble, me. Breakfast.
Indeed.
You see the number of red BMWs that are around. Potentially every one of those is an unmarked police video car. You get people racing about, all it does is disturb the traffic flow and people get heated. They don't get to where they're going as quickly. Doesn't achieve anything. And at the end of the day, often we get the problems to clear up. The old brush and shovel job to sweep up the broken glass, the broken cars, and the broken bodies.
It's quite busy, isn't it?
It is busy, yeah.
It's not too bad, though. Dee-dee-dee. You haven't sang any of your songs to me. You usually sing your songs.
No, I know.
I miss you singing.
Just watch your positioning.
Yeah.
You're
I
just
do.
into the
I
middle of the
keep
road.
drifting, don't I?
Yeah, bring it back again to the left. The next port of call is Crawley service station.
A cup of tea and a slice of cake. It used to be parking.
Okay, that'll do nicely.
I've loved it. It's absolutely brilliant. But it's just that the lorries are very, very daunting. I didn't like the lorries at all. They're just so big, and as you're going past them, you can feel the car pulling into the left of them. And I don't like that. That's frightening. But the power and they're going really fast. It's great. I love it.
There was that place where you touched the wheel to get onto the motorway.
Oh, I missed the sign. I didn't see the motorway sign. Ralph was telling me, but because it wasn't a very big enough sign to say motorway, I was carrying on going straight round, and Ralph had to grab my wheel and pull me over to the left-hand side. Sorry.
Marks out of 10, I think, for the first time on the motorway, I'd probably give it about 7.5. Because that's not too bad, considering it's a bit nervous.
Friday before a bank holiday weekend, so there's going to be lots of traffic about up there today. Bank holiday Monday. Check the book to see who's working and who isn't. I think you all are, actually, at the moment. So, all of us. And those down the bottom, so it might be more volunteers yet.
It's an absolute nightmare. It's a car park scenario from Junction 8 all the way up towards Junction 10A at the M54. M5, of course, as a consequence, what can I say? M5 northbound solid from about a mile north of West Brom, I'd say, right up onto the link to the M6 northbound. And the M42 northbound, that doesn't escape the bank holiday rush either. Solid now from around Redditch through Solihull, right through Monks Park this morning up towards the NEC. And that's the very latest from the BRMB Flying Guide.
If you've spotted anything else, you give us a call. Birmingham's 359-5643. You know, it'll be worth it in the end if you actually end up on that beach by, well, at least Sunday night. You'll be okay, won't you? Wherever you're going to.
Well, we've travelled a half a mile and we're stuck. This is it.
And then another, what was it, 120 is the platform?
Yeah, half a mile at this rate. Sometime tomorrow morning.
If coping with thousands of holidaymakers wasn't enough, police are called to the scene of a multiple crash.
There's two more.
I'm a first aider and she's a bit woozy. She's banged her head.
She banged her head?
Yeah.
All right, I'll...
It's a nurse, ambulance.
Oh. That's handy.
As she pulled out, he nearly killed us.
Right.
Out of a Blues
we
restaurant.
just pulled out of the Blue Rankin.
Right.
And as I was pulling out, I could see him coming to overtake the car with the police van behind, so I stopped quick.
How old's the baby?
4 months.
So as you were pulling out, it would have hit the baby first?
It would have hit, yeah, it would have hit there first, yeah.
The driver appears to be drunk.
Smith, no. What's CGS? It's pissed as a fart, it is. Absolutely. If you can manage to walk past and have a sniff, you don't really need any more. All you've got to do is keep your fingers crossed that the hospital will let him give blood. So never drink and drive, and now you know why. If it turns out that he is drunk, he's in no fit state to drive a vehicle in the manner he's been driving and also at the speed he's been driving. Could have killed somebody. No sympathy with him at all.
In all, 5 people were injured, some seriously. They've all subsequently recovered from their injuries. The driver has been charged with a number of offences, including driving whilst unfit through drink, speeding and dangerous driving.
You tell your table clearers, clear tables properly, and all the menu holders want a white bit dusty behind. OK, thanks. And will you do me a favour? Change your flowers later on when it quietens off. OK? Yeah.
It's John, but ignore this badge, you know. It's security, they haven't got a John, so they're giving me a Peter.
You see all walks of life, from poor people to rich people, famous people. It doesn't matter, everybody comes onto a service area.
These are my friends, just came for visiting to me, and now they're going back to Tibet. He's a religion leader, and this is his wife, and then he's a nun, Tibetan Buddhist nun.
Sex mania doesn't seem to go so well. Maybe it's...
Michelle's just filled it up as well.
She's just... So that does sell then. Is it the female or the male that buys the sex mania?
The males.
The males? Yeah. For the girlfriends?
Yeah.
16 years old, it's getting beyond its age. It'll go in half an hour.
I think we've had this conversation, haven't we?
What?
You know the rules, you're not allowed to sell. Find your own patch. You'll stay on site. Probably watches, he's got a briefcase, nothing more than that. Well, he's ripping the public off. You'll charge them £40, £50 and they're worth maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, no more than £10 each.
We're stopping again.
We're actually moving a little bit up there. See?
It's got to get better.
It's got to get better. It can't stay like this forever, can it?
Can you all get back to your cars now, please? Thank you very much.
We've got approximately 3 tonnes of iron bar, all in manageable pieces. If they get a council crew out to remove it from the hard shoulder, treat it as a matter of urgency, please.
I can actually see one member of our staff running out there to see what the problem is. He's probably going to get a real telling off when he gets back, because I've got to look after the safety of my staff, and that certainly is not in his brief with his employment with this company to run out and assist. If it happened on site, different, but you know, that is a major motorway and it really is a no-no.
I don't believe this.
Kids! Phoebe! Charlie! Oh, we're going to have to wake him up. Charlie, come on. Come on, sweetheart. Come on, darling. Charlie, get up now, please. We got to the Walsall Road and it was chocker. And it was chocker for about...
Good 3/4 of an hour in there.
Yeah, couldn't move. And then it eased off a little bit. Can I just like the tea, please?
Is that a Welsh tea or regular?
A large, please.
Welsh tea?
Yes, please. The kids are going to have slept that much when we get there. They ain't going to want to sleep. We're going to be shattered. Kids are going to be running around full of the joys of spring. Want to see the lights, want to go out. We don't want to do that. Not at the moment.
When I get there, I'm going to have a beer.
We want to go and put our feet up, crash out, have a rest.
On voice, Urgent. Yeah, come across another vehicle in lane 3. Can you set the same matrix as you had before, please? There's a bump. Looks like an RTA, 2 vehicles.
All of a sudden, the traffic in front of me started slowing down rapidly. The car in front of me, a Golf, it was swerving all over the place, trying to stop. So I braked hard. I missed the car in front, and then the next minute, the car from my rear rammed me. And that basically is it.
OK. Lads, can you walk down this side, eh? Oh, my God. Can you move off the carriageway?
There's a car there using a beam, you know.
Pull in, off the carriageway. Yeah, come on off. Thank you.
There's a white car coming on this outside lane and using a laser beam into my eyes. And I had to get into the centre, then I've got his number. 4 of them, 4 big lads, and they were V-signing everything for no reason at all. I was doing nothing wrong on the road. Yeah. I was coming along here on the, you know, doing normal 60, 65, 70. And they beamed my eyes, one of them laser beams.
Yeah.
So I got his number and I said I'll report him to the police, but they shot straight off.
Have you got it? Just give me the number.
Yeah, it really scared me.
Whatever happens, don't stop in the lane again.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know, yeah.
I might end up dead or yourself.
Yeah.
This car's hit things.
Oh, God, I didn't know.
116. OK.
He really frightened me.
If we come across them, we might have to get in touch with you.
Right, he really frightened me to death. But there were 4 big lads and all, you know, and they scared me. You know, they're using that beam on me and I just didn't...
OK. You've got to jump back in, get on your way, because it's safer going than that. All right?
Thanks.
But don't do that again, whatever you do.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's a good job it's a bank holiday, isn't it?
Come on! Get going! Come on!
Welcome to the house of fun.
We're not here now, Don. We'll be here in a minute.
Welcome to the Lions.
Shut up!
Welcome to the house of fun.
When we're going to be there? When we're going to be there? I want to know now.
Welcome to the house of fun.
Yeah. Next person who asks when we're going to be there is going on the roof rack. Right?
Yeah. When are we going to be there?
Right, as soon as I can find somewhere to stop, Phoebe, you're on the roof rack.
And Charlie.
And Charlie. It's lovely up there, wasn't it? It's just after 6:20. Things are starting to calm down a bit now, so we're going to try and make our way and have a cup of tea and a sandwich. We've got a report of a chemical tanker with flammable liquid on board that's now leaking just above junction 9 of the M6 northbound. Obviously we've got to get it done as quick as we can.
complete closure at junction 7, please.
Got to here and the back door was started leaking. As I looked back, the cars started flashing anyhow. So I just pulled onto the hard shoulder, retightened the back door as hard as it will go, and the leak stopped.
Tango Sierra 64, urgent over. Close the western arm northbound, please.
You said the same. It's better than closing at junction 1, push them all off, otherwise they'll go round and come back up again.
Tango 6, amend that, please. Over.
Soak this, what's left on the motorway, soak it up, sweep it up, put it in a drum to get it shifted. Apparently the Environment Agency say we can wash down the motorway after. It's visible water, they don't mind that small amount going down the drain.
Is there any likelihood there might be any damage to the road surface at all?
No, I wouldn't have thought so, no. It's not solvent based, it is water based, yeah.
Yeah, it's a high absorbent powder. It's really, really dangerous to get it anywhere near liquid on the body.
It's back down to junction 5, which is about 12 miles. That's on the main M6, and then back on the M5. It's not moving at all at the moment. Situation's contained, and as soon as we can get a little bit of spillage watered down, if you like, for want of a better word, we can reopen everything up again.
Close it down there, thank you.
No, I didn't come to that one.
Mother, back.
The incident's finished with as far as the motorway's concerned now. We're just waiting to clear the lorry from the hard shoulder before we reopen the carriageway fully.
It's Mike Alpha here. Yeah, the closure on Bester Road, cancelled please.
Expect anything. It ain't exactly London's burning, but it's all part of the course.
It's now nearly 25 past 8 and 2 hours have gone by since the last time I said we were going to go in for a cup of tea. Hopefully we'll make it back in time for a drink this time.
Nearly there, kids. Look, there's the tower. See it?
Yeah, the tower nearly there now.
And it looks like it's going to be sunny as well.
Look, kids. What? Did you see? And we're here. And we've been going 4.5 hours. And we're all still pretty sane.
Oh, yes. Thank God for that.
Yes, yes, yes,
Huh?
yes, yes.
Thank God for that. Come on, kids.
Yeah, come on.
Stretch your legs.
Hello.
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 Good evening.
How's your journey been?
Surprisingly good,
well.
actually. It was a lot better than we expected.
Was it really busy?
Can't wait to get a shower. Nice shower and then a beer. Go, see, I told you.
Dad, don't listen to the instructions.
Oh,
It's a single vehicle RTA, and it's on the M42 southbound onto the M6 northbound loop. The actual area in question is on Warwickshire Police Force area. However, at this moment in time, they're on their changeover time, and we're going to be able to respond a lot quicker than what they would be from their parade station. Come on, one way or the other. They may turn up during the course of us dealing with it, but at the end of the day, as long as someone turns up and offers some form of assistance to clear the carriageway to get the motorway back open, that's the main objective. Two vehicle into the crash barrier on the left. I'll check for injuries. People from the cars, is it?
There, got them over the other side of the
Okay,
barrier.
anybody injured at all?
They says there's not.
Hello there. Are you injured at all? No? Are you injured at all, sir? You're not? Okay. If I can ask you just to remain behind the barrier just for a few moments until we get the carriageway clear, like, otherwise you're going to get knocked over.
Damage only?
Yeah.
Hey, no, it's damage only.
We're going to tow the vehicle off the carriageway now to get the carriageway clear onto the hard shoulder. And then we're just going to sweep up so we can get the motorway back open again and running.
Oh, hang on.
Are you going to leave me facing the wrong way, or are you going to spin around and put it in the right way?
What I'll do, I'll put it facing the wrong way, please.
All right. Yes, I don't know whether you're already aware, Warwickshire are in attendance. We have cleared the carriageway now. It's a two-vehicle RTA. The outside vehicle has touched the inside vehicle, causing it to skid and obviously come into contact with the barrier. The white Cavalier has obviously spun in the carriageway. Literally 5 feet away, we're looking at a drop down onto the M42 southbound. It's only a grass banking down onto it, so they're very lucky. One of the drivers has provided a positive breath sample on the side of the road. He's subsequently been arrested and been taken to the nearest police station. All we're here now is to what we call do the sweep up, arrange for the recoveries of the broken down vehicles, make sure the carriageway is clear and running, and that's it. End of job. Move on to something else then. Oh, Frank's dealing with you.
9163. And what do you do for a living?
Cheers then, we'll leave it with you. Ta-ra now. Luckily tonight there's been no serious injuries, but it could well have been a possible fatality. And what for? 1, 2, 3 pints maybe? Is it really worth it?
In fact, the driver gave a negative reading at the station and was released without charge.
All we're looking at is this transit that's in front of us at the moment. There's a very good possibility that he may be overweight from just purely the way that the vehicle's actually sitting on the road and the way the back end has a tendency to bob a little bit as he's going over the joints. So we're going to pull him in, just check to see what the state of the springs are like on the vehicle and what sort of load he's got on.
They're suspicious of the van's contents and are keen to take a closer look.
What I want you to do, I want you to follow us off the motorway into our compound because I just want to check the vehicle over. I think you might be a little bit overweight. Okay. We've had a look at the load that the vehicle's carrying. I suspect that it probably is overweight, but what's more of a concern is the fact that he's loaded up with canned beers. So what we're going to do, we're going to take him off the motorway. We'll obviously ask him some questions as to where he's loaded the vehicle up, where it's come from.
and then if necessary we shall call in Customs and Excise to come and take a look at the load, because it could be that it's either beer that's been brought in from the continent and duty hasn't been paid on it, which it should have been, or it could have come from some other source. So we'll see what the driver's got to say for himself when we get into our compound.
Meanwhile, the unmarked video car is targeting the latest motorway menace. It's hunting down drivers who hold mobile phones when they should be holding the wheel. Police say the misuse of mobiles is putting lives in jeopardy. Already their cameras have captured some of the worst examples. Watch for the man with the map and keep your eyes on both hands.
It's now a way of life for the reps. You know, you take their mobile phones off them. I think in some respects it's almost like taking their car off them. It's like the chat we had earlier when he'd swapped hands and he said, I didn't realise, because they're talking about business, things that happen in the office, work, that's what they're concentrating on. And swapping hands, they probably do naturally in the office, picking up a piece of paper to read off while they're on the phone. They do it in the office. That's when they don't realise that they're doing something that can cause danger to themselves and other road users.
Newspapers and TV have reports of business people who've been killed in road accidents, quite clearly because they've pulled out on roads or they've carried out a manoeuvre which has resulted in them hitting somebody else or being hit by somebody else. And a coroner has criticised the mobile phone and its use in cars.
Just have a look what you got on. Where have you picked all this drink up from?
From Calais.
From Calais? You've just come back from Calais, have you? Yeah. What's it for?
Just for parties.
Just for parties?
Which port did you come in across from? You've come across on the ferry? No. Have you got your crossing? Have you got a crossing ticket?
Crossing ticket?
Yeah. From the ferry?
Yeah, buy
anything at all from that?
Buy the cigarette and throw it away.
So you've got no paperwork at all for the load, no deliveries, no receipts, no ferry receipt or anything like that?
No, just...
Right, so what's that there?
Ticket I buy the free gift shops.
Right, so that's just a leaflet for P&O, yeah. Would you mind opening the back and just let us have a look at what you've got in the back of the van? Is it all beer?
Yeah, just
No cigarettes or anything like that?
No cigarettes.
No wine or...
No.
How many packs have you got on, do you know? How many packs are there?
Just 140.
140 of these packs?
140,
What are you seeing, Paul?
Coach driver, as we were talking about it going down, the one who's just gone past Carson's, he was on the trombone.
I thought there was a reason, having told him how to do it, for you to pull out. I thought that was very unusual for you, not to do it the right way.
You get him in the mirror, on the phone.
The sun's right on it.
Would be any good
drop
if I went...
Drop back.
If I went in front of him and used the rear mirror.
Just
rear camera.
Hold it at that and I'll try and zoom it in on that one there. Seeing from here, he's quite clearly on the phone with his sunglasses on. Phone's just going down now and he's leaning around. If you drop back, please, Paul, the couch is all over the place. Real good rock and roll across the lane as he put it down. Don't know how many passengers he's got on there, but it's not acceptable to do that. You have to sit this close whilst they're emptying the toilet.
At last. Go and have a word in his shell like.
Depends how many are on the...
Yeah.
I might just have a word with him now if it's 2 minutes on board.
Fair enough.
In the middle of the car is a video. Right?
Yeah.
Who is sitting in the driver's seat?
Me.
Who is using the phone?
The brother.
Who's in the driving seat?
Me.
Who's using the phone?
I'll phone the number and he's got the answer.
You phoned the number and you put it down. Yeah, you were on the phone.
The phone rung.
Yeah.
And then I'll give the phone to him.
Not straight away, you didn't. When you came past us on the hard shoulder, we were using the phone. And we've come off the hard shoulder and we've come down here. It's like pulling teeth, this is, isn't it?
The only thing I'm concerned about is he's got no paperwork at all to show for the loan.
Well, do you want to tell him we're going to detain the vehicle and load on behalf of Customs and Excise? And then they can make their own decision about whether they want to come out.
Okay.
It might be worth breathalyzing him as well.
Right.
Do you want me to? I'll go and give Customs a ring.
Well, just tell them to tell if they do it. Have you got your driving licence with you or any paperwork, any identification?
Passport.
No driving licence?
No with me.
Sure. Is it a hire van or your own van?
Hire van.
Hire van. Have you got the hire agreement?
Yes, I have.
You haven't got the hire agreement either? Okay. All right then. Well, if you just have a seat in the van for a minute, wait. Everything might be completely above board, but he can't produce me any paperwork whatsoever for the van or the load. He says it's for his own use. So at the end of the day, our suspicions are there now for the Customs and Excise certainly to be informed and make a decision on whether they want to come and speak to the gentleman. And if necessary, obviously, they may want to confiscate the load until they've done some other inquiries. He can't even produce a till receipt for the load at the moment, which obviously makes me suspicious to say the least. He must have spent a lot of money, and he hasn't got any receipts whatsoever.
Well, I've got it on video. Now, if you want to corroborate it and commit perjury, then I will deal with you for that offence as well. Right? He came past us, he's on the phone. We came alongside, he's on the phone. I'm not in a position to argue with either of you. All I will say to you is, if you don't accept what I say, and the advice that I'm going to give you about it, then I have to take you to court and show the video to the magistrates and let them decide what action they want to take.
Okay, so yeah.
Now, what action are the magistrates going to take when they see you with a phone in your hand and the coach doing that? What do you think their attitude is going to be?
Not very good.
Not very good. And what do you think their attitude is going to be when they see you using the phone on a video and you arguing at the side of the road that you didn't use it and you just handed it to your brother? Not only are you not a very good driver, but you try and pass it on to somebody else. Is that right? Yeah. And if you're a relative, you're the phone man from now on. And if he's not on board, then it's going to be an urgent phone call. Make sure somebody else can take the call for you and tell whoever's on the other end that you'll call them back as soon as you get off the motorway. That way, we don't hear of any more people complain about coach drivers or coaches having accidents, do we? Okay?
Okay, thanks.
You happy with that?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, good.
Cheers,
So are we.
thanks,
Come on, there you go.
Well?
Initially, he just admitted picking the phone up but handing it to his brother who was in the middle seat. And he hadn't been using the phone.
Oh.
He now agrees he was using the phone because he wasn't prepared to leave it to the magistrates to decide whether or not we were right or he was right. Wave to the nice man as we go by.
Police have tipped off the local Customs and Excise team, who want to inspect the van load of bottles and cans.
My personal opinion on that would be that the vehicle has been used on several other occasions to bring in similar loads. Obviously, if they're reselling the load, then there's a big profit that they can make from the importation of alcohol. Yeah, we've had quite a few in the past few months. It seems that this preoccupation of bootlegging seems to be becoming more and more prevalent.
It's not just his cargo that the driver's in danger of losing.
But we seized it. It belongs to Crown Property now.
They have the power to seize the vehicle and the load because it's been used in smuggling, basically. You've brought in contraband items. So they're seizing the van and the load for the time being to continue their investigations. They'll take the van away and it will be taken back to the hire company as well. But
We'll deal with the hire company as far as the van is concerned. You don't. It's ours now. So can you come out? Where are the keys, please?
The 140 cases of beer are confiscated, but the driver says he's determined he'll get them back.
I'm hungry, yeah, of course, because I spend the money. I save this money for very hard, you know. I go to see my solicitor. I go to court. I fight this case. This is my point of view, because I tell to why people doing this thing. If this is illegal, why people go to every day?
As the van is taken away by customs, its driver and passenger face a difficult journey home, on foot. A new day and new suspicions.
Go, 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 go.
Annie's seen this, Annie's moved out to lane 3.
It's a minibus, white Sherpa, 3,500 weight, but he is loaded with drink, crates of beer, possibly wine, and he's the right sort of size to be have quite a considerable amount. There's every chance he's going to be over.
If there's a problem with the van, its driver has chosen a bad day to be on the road. Police have launched Operation Mermaid. It's a national crackdown on vans and lorries, with officers joined by Customs, the Benefits Agency and Vehicle Inspectorate. Inspectors are checking everything from tax discs to vehicle safety. They're puzzled by this blue van. Its identification numbers aren't clearly visible. Officers think it should be checked out.
Well, if you look at the far end, there's something there.
Yeah. What, on the engine? Sorry.
Yeah, if you look at the far end of that plate, it almost looks like half an S there. And bearing in mind most Fords are SFA.
I'm going to have to get some film. Take some more off. Are you going to arrange video? Yeah, I'll get the video of it.
We haven't got a vehicle squad anymore, have we?
No, we haven't got one now.
We need somebody to come and do the engine properly. So.
Belgrave Road, it's we detain a vehicle anyway.
I was flagged in on the motorway, brought into here, and I've been through a routine check, and I'm just waiting to see what the result is now. So he is who he says he is.
Yeah.
And I've told him we're going to trying to get somebody who's an expert to come and look at the engine.
Okay. Well, he's having a immediate prohibition.
Yeah, but he ain't going anywhere anyway.
Morning, mate. I'm a National Insurance Inspector. May I ask you a few questions, please? Are you self-employed? No. You work for this company, do you, the Sirocco? Yeah. Do they pay you weekly or monthly?
Weekly.
Do they give you a pay slip every week?
Just casual.
Yeah, but do you get a pay slip?
Yeah, I get a pay slip, yeah.
And does that show deductions for tax and national insurance?
Just a routine check. Okay. The weight, the items that you're carrying. We've got multi-agencies here, one of them being Customs and Excise, so they'll be coming to have a chat with you.
How much do you think you spent in total? Any idea? £600.
Customs suspect the van load of beer isn't intended for personal use. They decide to give the driver a formal interview.
I have to caution you that you do not have to say anything. They may harm your defence if you fail to mention in question something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Where have you been today and what for?
France. Beaches for beer. And wine.
Meanwhile, the blue van has a bigger problem than a rusty interior. Its trailer has no brakes and it's not fit to be on the road.
I've had the trailer recovered and they've impounded that to check out the engine number on it, and so when that comes back all right, hopefully I can have it back, which I don't know when that's going to be. A bit cheesed off, but what can you do? It's one of those things, isn't it?
Coaches past you.
Thank you very much. Is obviously not on the phone. The M5 southbound just through 4A towards junction 5. And we're looking up now at the large offside mirror on the Volvo tractor units, where the driver can be seen holding the phone. You can see him quite clear from here. He's just leaning across now.
I can see,
just leaned across now to put the phone down. I don't think there's any danger of him doing it again, so we'll pull across now, ask him if he wants to come and join us.
I'll drop it in front of him.
Yeah. Just bring him in, we'll have a quick word.
Yeah.
Good afternoon to you, sir. This police vehicle that we're in now is fitted with a video camera, and the purpose of the police vehicle being out on the road is to monitor drivers' behaviour, the manner of their driving.
Yep.
Can you think of any reasons why we should... On the phone, right. What does the...
Well, the phone rang and I answered it.
Phone rang, you answered it. Right. So if the phone rang, you answered it, and you had an accident and you were to injure somebody, are you quite prepared to accept that that was something you had to do in that order?
Well, I'll still keep my eye on the road.
Well, you're a professional driver. I presume you've got a large goods vehicle licence?
30 years.
30 years. If you were to take your driving test today and the phone rang and you were to pick it up going down the road, would the examiner give you a full licence?
Well, I would tell the firm not to ring me, or I'd switch the phone off.
The question I asked was, if you were taking a driving test today and the examiner was with you and you picked the phone up, would he give you a full licence?
No.
No. So why, after 30 years experience driving a vehicle of that size, do you think it's acceptable to answer the phone?
Well, what we're supposed to do then?
Well, what's wrong with you when he rings you up saying, I'm on the road at the moment, boss, give us a couple of minutes and I'll come off at the next junction?
Yeah, that's all right, but what about the next junction? Where are you going to park?
So what we're getting round to the fact is that your work is more important than driver safety, isn't it? Everybody else's safety? Everybody else's safety comes second to you talking to your boss.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Back on Operation Mermaid, customs officials will shortly be seeing red. They're siphoning the contents of the van's fuel tank, and they discover it's running on so-called red diesel. Because red diesel is virtually tax-free, it's very cheap. It's used mainly on farms. But it's illegal to use it on public roads.
Okay, do you want to just come over to our van?
Sir, can I just stand here while we do this, please? Just so you know we haven't tampered with that, okay?
Just see what percentage this is. What I'm doing now is just matching it up against our samples that we've got, which is an 80%.
There's no problem as long as it's for your own consumption, but just bear in mind those levels I've told you, that if you exceed them, the onus becomes on you to prove to us as customs officers that the goods are for your own use. You're free to go as often as you like and bring as much as you like, but if you were to go every month with a quantity like this and tell me it was for your own use, after the second trip, I'm afraid I might not believe you. It becomes a limit above which I start to disbelieve it, I'm afraid. On this occasion, I'm prepared to let you go with the goods, but maybe your local team in Liverpool will come and check that you've still got them in a month's time. Okay, thank you.
We've done a chemical test on it, and it's come up and it shows that there's rebated fuel in there. It's red diesel.
What's that mean?
Sorry? Well, red diesel in effect is duty-free. There's a very small amount of duty on it, and it's diesel that shouldn't be used on a public highway. It's a criminal offence to do so. Because this diesel's been detected in your vehicle, I've got to inform you now that we'll be seizing the vehicle. What we'll have to then do is conduct an interview with yourself, and we'll also give you an opportunity to accept a formal sample of the diesel.
Yeah.
Okay, the formal sample will be 3 tins of one which you can choose, and that you can have tested at a later date with the government chemist. In the meantime, as I say, your vehicle has become liable to forfeiture and has been seized, and we'll need to speak to you about getting the vehicle back to restoration. So at the moment, if you want to watch the formal samples, one will be offered to you. We'll have a chat with you. It will be a caution interview, and then we'll take it from there.
How many car drivers do you stop on the phone?
We are doing all the time. You're the first truck driver that we've stopped.
Unlucky.
Well, you are unlucky, but at the moment there are press
car
releases.
drivers, I mean, in the morning, they must have a board meeting on the phone.
We've been sat here all morning dealing with car drivers, yeah? What I've written out there is a fixed penalty ticket. So hopefully this way it doesn't affect you and your driving career, because it's the same as a parking ticket or anything else. It's a non-endorsable ticket. But it's the bottom end of our penalties for what you were doing. When you get 5 minutes, have a look back on there. Like I say, it may seem a bit harsh to you, but at the moment it's something that's causing a lot of accidents, and we've got to address that problem. Okay, then, so there you go. Well, at least his boss will be pleased that he considers him more important than everything else. So dedication to his firm is admirable, isn't it?
The fuel test unit is called away to the driver's depot. Customs are keen to check the rest of the fleet.
The van's got red diesel in it. It's been tested. We've had a chat with yourself. The vehicle has now been seized, OK? It can't leave here until Customs carried out a full investigation. They're going to have to go and speak to your boss. What I'm going to have to suggest to you is contact your boss and get someone to come and pick you up, or make arrangements to go home. The vehicle stays with us, I'm afraid, and really it's up to him now to sort of...
So the vehicle's not going away from her then?
It'll go away to a secure customs pound. It'll be seized now, and it'll see if you can remove any personal effects from the vehicle. And I'm afraid then you're going to have to make your own way home or get someone to come and pick you up.
In all, 7 vehicles were seized. Fines and tax arrears totalling more than £6,000 were imposed. 10 p.m, and for D Unit at Motorway Police Headquarters, it's the night shift. They'll be working till 6 in the morning for a solid week.
Nights is different. There's not that much traffic during the early hours of the morning. Things are a little bit more relaxed. It doesn't mean that we're not particularly doing anything. We're observing the motorway all the time. And the sort of things we're looking for, we're looking at the way people are driving. I mean, if we have a vehicle coming past us that's maybe weaving slightly in the road, I mean, automatically people think, well, maybe possibly a drink driver. That might not be the case. It might be down to fatigue.
Good evening, Sergeant.
10 miles away, on the other side of Birmingham, Warwickshire County Council's clean-up squad will also be working through the night.
My missus won't believe it, I'll tell you. Right, now I've got to make me tea. I have to bring this to work to make it here, because she won't do it at home.
Most of the lads have worked on the motorway all their life with me, you know, so I know I've got a very good idea what they're capable of and everything. I think most of them accept me as the boss, and we get on quite well.
Me tea. They're from a local farm, one of the lads brings them in. I'll have about £4 of them tomorrow and get my mate next to me, he'll move. He'll stop out the lorry all night, and that's the way to keep them working.
Right, Jerry, I want you to set up at junction 4 northbound slip-on. Alan, you will go with the debris pickers. Yeah. Then I want you to go on to the M4.
They found a boat on their dog kennels, roof racks full of luggage. The old roof rack with all the luggage still tied to it.
Yeah, I'm all happy with that. Right?
Gotta be.
For driver Jerry Fox, it'll be a long night. He's in charge of blocking lanes on the motorway for work that can only be done in the early hours. He won't get to bed until 10 tomorrow morning.
At the end of the day, I don't think anybody enjoys a night shift. It's quite hard to adapt to. It is quite difficult to sleep during the day because there's a lot of things going on around you which stop you maybe from sleeping. It is quite hard. Okay, we're just going out now. We're Oscar Tango 2 this evening. Oscar Tango 2's area is what we call the top section of the motorway network. We're covering from junction 5 on the M6 all the way up to junction 7. And then the small bit in between, which is the Aston Expressway, the A38M, that goes all the way into the city centre.
There is an RTA southbound on the M6, just south of junction 5. We believe it to be a non-injury, but we're making our way south now, just through Gravelly Hill. to the scene, followed by another car. Clear left. Slip road's clear. Thank you. Oh dear.
We realised back there we were on the wrong road, yeah? So then the kids started screaming to go to the toilet and everything, and she was pulling in, and then one of the kids, I think it was pull her hair or something to get her attention.
The kids was in the back and they're screaming to go toilet and that, and I was trying to pull in. Next minute, I was crashing into there. The frightening thing goes, I couldn't get the kids out. The belts was on the kids.
We couldn't get them out.
Couldn't get them off. Oh, and I couldn't. I thought the car was going to tumble over. I'll never forget it. Never will forget it.
We're going to have a block vehicle parked in lane 3 with a crash cushion on the rear of it. And there'll be some vehicles on the hard shoulder showing that lane 3 is closed.
We have to monitor the number of vehicles that go along before we can put a closure on, and there's set limits that we have to work to. We have to do a 3-minute count, and we generally do one every 15 minutes.
If more than 60 vehicles pass by during the 3-minute traffic count, it's simply too dangerous to attempt to close the outside lane, and the clean-up squad will have to be patient.
Roller 1, roller 2, come in.
Yes, roller 1, sir.
Can you give me the Tango Charlie, please?
The last count was 73, 7 and 3.
OK, stand by for a bit then.
Especially in this area with the NEC and the airport, etc., we get nights where the traffic flows are abnormally high and they just have to wait.
The toughest job of the night is Jerry Fox's. His lorry is fitted with a crash cushion. It will block lane 3 of the M6. It's the only protection he's got from high-speed traffic, but he's confident the kit does its job.
I've actually had them hit me. Once I was on the hard shoulder and once I was in lane 1. I can't see a thing. But when the police say to me, "Did you see it?" I just say, "No, they're behind me." The first time I did it, I thought, am I going to make it? After that, it wasn't too bad. You get a sixth sense for the speed of the traffic.
OK, mate, if you're ready, this officer's going to come by you now. We'll clear after that. OK, mate, OK.
More than 3 hours of waiting on the hard shoulder, and the rolling roadblock is finally doing its job. For the clean-up squad, a night's work is only just beginning.
Just take up the strain, Mick. Martin, do you want to jump in and get your foot on the foot brake, save it rolling out? Yeah? Because the steering's going to go that way. Hold on, Mick.
Guys, we're so lucky. I know it don't seem like it's a car's rider, but Jesus.
I've seen your driver's licence, you've got a pilot's licence.
OK, nice and gently. That'll do you. Backwards. OK? That's the point of impact. They've lost one spotlight and it's just ridden straight up onto the barrier. And you look underneath, all the concrete you can see is running the length of the car. The lady's concerned now, she wants to know if the vehicle is drivable. It's certainly not, no, the exhaust has fallen off.
What will happen is the garage will come out, take the car back to their local garage, and then make arrangements for you to be taken back home. I mean, if needs be, someone can come and collect you or arrange for a taxi to take you back home to Wolverhampton.
The car is cleared from the hard shoulder. It'll mean another expensive barrier repair for the clean-up squad. Work like this doesn't come cheap. The average cost is about £500. What many drivers don't realise is that if they're to blame, they'll be picking up the bill.
Our job isn't that we say to ourselves on parade, oh, we're going to go out today and see how many people we can report. That's not our intention at all. We're here for the public, and if we can make this road a safer place, then we're doing our job correctly in my eyes.
We're currently travelling M6 northbound, junction 6 to 7, following a silver Mercedes. It's in lane 3. Approaching junction 7, we're currently doing 96. Oscar Tango 22 for P&C, check my car for over. Yes, column number 9680, code 2 on Romeo 869. Yes, I'm obliged, over.
We are very fortunate, Dale, that most of the drivers that we find driving carelessly or with some lack of attention or being inconsiderate to other motorists, we can guarantee that the time that we catch them, it's the only time they've ever done it. They never normally drive like that, so we are quite fortunate in being able to find them at the time when they're having a bad day.
97.73 over 0.960 of a mile.
That's far enough, isn't it? Just some illumination on the subject.
Evening, sir. If you just mind stepping back to our vehicle so we can have a chat with you. If you can bring your driving documents, just mind how you get out of the car for us.
Good evening, sir. If I explain who we are and what we're doing, I'm Pissy Coat from the Central Motorway Police Group, which is the West Midlands Motorway Unit. This is an unmarked police vehicle which is fitted with a speed device which we call Police Pilot. So it's a time and distance check, and for a distance along the M6 northbound from the last junction, a check on your speed showed you to be travelling at 97.73 mile an hour, just up for a distance of just under a mile. Now that speed is in excess of the 70 mile an hour speed limit, and you commit an offence by exceeding the speed limit. Do you understand that?
Yep. I'd be lying if I said I didn't. The cruise control was set at that speed, so...
Oh, right.
I'm just off up to Manchester because football's on tomorrow, so I set off from Oxford at 5:30. Got to Manchester, packed my bag, but forgot the tickets. So I've driven back down from Manchester to Oxford, picked the tickets up to drive back up again.
Right.
Which is why I was driving at 97 miles an hour.
Yeah.
You come across wallets, purses, and we've come across, dogs lying there that's been knocked over and things like that. Some of the things you pick up, it's unbelievable. I'll tell you, sex toys. It makes you wonder where they get them from, honestly. Because that's a big laugh with the lads, like, You usually get that passed down the line.
Tonight, the clean-up squad is picking up debris on the M42. Long-serving litter pickers try not to think about the thundering traffic just inches away.
These lorries, they come on the white line, try to frighten you, but I don't take no notice of it. Near them come on just behind you, and then they draw back off again when they gone by. I mean, there's foxes, badgers all along here. There's a lot of dogs get run over, and foxes and rabbits. Somebody comes and they bury them in the verges. Oh, found a bit of cash, yeah.
Show us some of the stuff, Steve. And he'll be wearing this about 3.
And the implication of prosecution?
The implication of prosecution is you'll be required to either attend or write stating your intention to the local magistrates court, and if the case is proved against you, i.e. if the magistrates accept that you were exceeding the speed limit, then they can impose points on your licence and a fine set on the day. So that's the implication of a prosecution, but fortunately it's not that fast that it would be in a disqualification range, but you've got to be careful that, I said, the first check, just to get a rough idea of how fast you were going, was very close to that limit. So you've got to set the cruise control a little bit lower than sort of 97, because you've got quite a bit of weight in there, and once you start going downhill, it's quite easy for it to override the cruise control, isn't it? Yeah. But if you could just come back out and do it nice and safely. And as you're not under arrest and you're not being detained by us, I think you'll find the door does open on its own. None of this door opening business by my man here, you have to let yourself out.
All right,
okay,
I'll
so
consider myself warned.
Indeed. Bye. All the way to Manchester to watch a match. He's forgotten the ticket, so he's driven all the way back to Oxford to pick up the tickets to go all the way back to... Oh, dearie me. Are we going to replace the tape? Because it's just stopped.
It's just stopped. All we better do,
just in case we...
We're bound to find Mr 15 pints of Guinness on the way home if we don't.
We ain't got no toilet roll in here, have we? Oh, them lights, you think you're in a disco. How much tea you got left, Barry? Yeah. Would happen tonight, wouldn't it? Open that window, Barry. My blood pressure's up. This has been a bit of a problem. Broke down. All in a night's work, ain't it? Just cut out coming down the hill. Just cut out. I hope we ain't here all night. Anyway, I wouldn't like to sleep with them all night.
It's 1:10 in the morning now. The first part of the shift is over. We're heading back to the motorway centre now for our refreshments.
What has happened is at about 10:30 tonight, 11 o'clock, I had 2 phone calls from various people to the effect that there's been an incident on the M5, some in the vicinity of junctions 3 to junction 1, where a lone female driving a Peugeot 309 has been seen to point what has been described as a firearm out of the window of the vehicle and fire 2 shots at a Tufnells lorry.
Bingo.
What to do with theft of cars?
Motorway officers have been joined by colleagues from the Tactical Firearms Unit.
What I want to do is, rather than get you all involved in it, because obviously it's all happened on the motorway, is send one of my crews, my supervision, and a Zulu Tango vehicle up to the address and play it by ear. I would think that what will probably happen is that this lady, if she's in, will be nicked under the Firearms Act, and then we'll turn this over on the vehicle to see if we can find a weapon.
Are you happy just to lock the door and we'll be parked nearby?
Yeah, no problem.
I don't know about my colleague, but at this stage I can't say I'm feeling too threatened or concerned. But at the end of the day, you've still got to keep your wits about you and be aware that something could go wrong. And for the one time out of 100, it could be genuine.
The officers have tracked down the car thought to have been involved in the road rage incident. They prepare to confront the woman alleged to have brandished a gun.
anybody with her because there's a football and kids stuff in the car. So we couldn't have a problem anyway if we're not careful. What's the name?
On the M5 going northbound now towards Frankley Services, which is between junctions 4 and 3. We had been following a vehicle in lane 2. The speed's around 90 mile an hour until we realise there's a marked police vehicle in front of him. What we intend to do is just to stay in this position for a little bit longer, just to see if he reverts to his style of driving prior to seeing the marked police vehicle. Just see how long a memory he's got. Oh. Different one, but the point we've just made here is the fact that his speedometer does work, because he came down to the speed limit once seeing the police vehicle, and he's on at the bridge. At the moment we're doing 110 to 112 through the junction. It's still increasing, that's 116 at the moment. And this is within half a minute of going past a police vehicle. It's going to be rather difficult to find somewhere to switch it to check off, but hopefully at the bridge. There's nothing positive there.
I'll go past him, it's going to be the easiest part.
Yeah. Which gives us 116. That was 1.669 as well, so that's a mile and a half of that. So he's given up.
The speeding car eventually pulls over. The driver is now waiting his day in court.
Okay. Well, she's there, she's up. Okay, so we're not going to have a problem.
D-Unit arrest their road rage suspect. She's taken into custody.
She's let us into the house, no problem. She's been asked if she's been on the M5. She's admitted to be on the M5, and we've said about the incident with the gun. She's volunteered the weapon, showed us the weapon, which we've got back now. It's a replica Walther handgun, gas-powered, uses CO2 to power its projectiles, and actually fires a pellet, so it's in effect like an air pistol. She's now been arrested under the Firearms Act for possessing a weapon with intent to cause fear of violence to another person, and we'll take her to Aldridge Police Station where we deal with her. The policy normally is for first-time offenders a caution. I mean, this is slightly different to the normal shoplifter or that sort of thing, but I don't see any reason why she couldn't get a caution at the end of the day.
After further inquiries and considering her background, she was eventually cautioned for the offence and released. First call on a soggy winter morning. In wet conditions, the motorway is at its most treacherous. Already there's been an accident up ahead, and police are responding to an emergency call from a truck driver.
Just the two vehicles in one?
No, there's only the one involved. That's all.
Just the one?
Just the one.
Oh, she's hit the wall?
Yeah.
By the look of it, yeah.
Well, something either in the wet or something span round in the wall.
Okay.
It was blocking out lanes, we just put it over.
Right, so thanks very much for the help.
Right, so.
Yep, lovely, thanks. Right.
How'd you catch that?
I was in the outside lane.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we're only travelling like this with the weather. And the guy in front of me was brake really suddenly, so I braked. And you know when your car swerves?
Yeah.
So So I kept a cadence brake as I was taught, and my car wouldn't stop. And I just literally, luckily there was nothing there, and that's all I remember. And I just remember seeing this.
And you've caught the wall with it, presumably, yeah?
And that was it, and that's all I remember.
Right, so how have you bumped your face?
I don't know.
Did you have your seatbelt on?
Yeah, my airbag.
Oh, right, yeah, so that's burnt you then, yeah?
Yeah, that was a thing that right.
The priority now is to keep the car and its owner safe until a tow-away truck arrives.
Place some cones because obviously with the weather conditions being what they are, if visibility does get poor, then the cones will obviously reflect if it gets dark enough for people to need the lights. Hopefully she won't be here for any great length of time, but in case we didn't get a chance to get back, then by leaving those there she does have some additional protection.
The police think it might be a write-off, we're not quite sure yet. The worst bit's going to be telling my parents. I would like it fixing, I love my car. I've had it since it was brand new and I've looked after it and I've never crashed it or anything. I just want to get home, speak to my mum and dad, and I've got flu as well, so I just want to go to bed.
It's not just people involved in accidents who can end up stranded on the hard shoulder of a busy motorway. Every year, Britain's rescue and recovery companies are called out to more than 10 million breakdowns. The RAC's control centre sits alongside the M6 motorway, and on the busiest days of the year, its operators handle calls every few seconds from all sorts of drivers.
Very often you'll get a lady and gentleman out alone, and the lady will sort of bring up on behalf of the gentleman, and he's shouting, well, we're not on that road, we're on such and such road, and she's sort of stuck in the middle having this three-way conversation, you know. And there are times when I've had to say, go away and let me do it myself, you know, and tempers get very irate. Obviously they're in a stressful situation, and they've got somebody shouting down their ear. They don't want it, you know, they just want to talk to me, and I can extract the information that we need to get to them.
Patrolman Steve Pierpoint's been called to a job just off the M42.
I've been out to a Ferrari, Lotus. You go out to everything because at the end of the day, every car potentially can break down because of the mechanics and electrics involved.
I think that there's a talent to this job, and the talent is ascertaining in those first few seconds how that caller wants to be treated. A gentleman who is in a business situation, who has a meeting to attend, doesn't want small talk, he just wants to give you the information, let you go and get someone there as quickly as possible. A lady who's on the roadside who is sort of very flustered, she needs calming, she needs a person to talk to at the other end of the phone, someone who's going to reassure her rather than just take the information from her and let her go.
That when I came to start it, it was, you know, going over, so
Was it?
maybe I flattened it trying to...
Possibly. OK, if you could just try that for me, please. No problem.
It's not only vehicles which end up broken on the motorway. There are other innocent victims.
We're off there today to gain some instruction on how to recover large injured birds that are lying on the motorway. It's a bit of an unknown quantity for us at the moment. There was mention we were going on this swan catching course because we're good at ducking and diving. Oh, we've had all the usual jokes coming through, yes. And, goosing and keeping one's pecker up and all the rest of it. I've no doubt that afterwards we'll get even more. Like Alpha Oscar Tango. You won't be able to feel the nice soft feathers. I won't be able to feel it. Don't grip it too tight, you know when its eyes bulging you'll feel. Stand it up there. Yeah. Oscar Tango 2, if your show's committed now, please. We're just adding another feather or two to our campsite.
That's brilliant.
I've had bunches of flowers. I've had 4 apples, a loaf of bread. At the end of the day, the feel-good factor really does come into it. It's lovely to get somebody going, some little old lady, or somebody who's in a rush to get somewhere, or just to get them going and see the happy smile on the face. Yeah, that makes it all worthwhile.
It's Jan's job to convince the motorway police that a swan can be easily handled, but the officers aren't so sure.
Has she got any stilling eggs?
They can't believe the swans are all as calm as these.
But you haven't got 12 or 13 stone of motorway policemen running after you trying to catch you. Close encounters of the bird kind.
What I'm going to do is just go and pick one up, just so that you can see what it feels like. And the worst thing that's likely to happen is that I would get scratched if I hadn't got my arms covered, and that's just from feet. The other bit is wings need to be kept securely down for the swan's safety and so that it doesn't make it difficult for you. The beak end really does nothing other than use very bad language. If you want to just say hello to him so that you know that he isn't the big fierce chap that you think he is. Obviously this is only a youngster.
You made that look very easy.
And he's not very fit. The main thing is that you lose this fear of swans being this big fierce thing that's going to break your arm if you go near it, which...
That's the tale that you always hear, though, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've not ever had a broken arm, so let's put it that way. OK, who's going to be first? That's it, and then just pick him up.
It's all right. Come on, back. There we go. Oh, you don't like me, do you? There you go. She's just expressed her disgust in another way.
They need to be free and they need to be allowed to live the life that nature intended them to live, and they do the same things now that they've always done, but I'm afraid we've just messed it up for them.
There's no peace for drivers who flout the law. Not while the video car's on the road.
Still doing the same.
You can see his left shoulder's high. Whether we can get up the inside of him and clear that.
Just can you see from this angle there?
Yep.
Still there?
Yep.
Right, if you want to have words with him when we get around the corner, nice safe location. 97, one-handed down there is quite not really acceptable.
16865 Bourne, Nottingham. Is known, but not wanted or disqualified.
Carry on, mates. We're in the business seat for now.
Yeah, do you want to pass your second details out?
Your average speed was 97.86 miles an hour. You're a professional driver, you probably do a lot of miles.
I do, yeah.
And it doesn't portray a very good image when you're driving at those sort of speeds with only one hand on the wheel and your other arm draped across the passenger seat.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
So if you suddenly had a blowout or somebody did something where you had to react,
yeah,
you've only
could
got
be
one
dangerous.
hand. Yeah. You know, you seem to be
yeah.
gentleman who appreciates what's been said.
I do appreciate what you're saying, yeah.
The offences on your licence are just purely for speeding.
Right, yeah.
So I think really you've got to pay a lot of attention to the speedometer on your vehicle.
Yeah.
You know, perhaps allow yourself a little bit more time for your journeys, and so you're not sort of rushing here, there and everywhere.
Right.
And just slow yourself down a little bit.
Yeah. So I'm likely to get some more points on my licence.
Yeah, if you just get the minimum, which is 3 points,
right,
that will put you up to 9. One more fixed penalty will put 12, and then you will get an automatic disqualification due to totting up.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Fairly happy with that?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm not absolutely delighted about it.
3 fixed penalties, 1 expired, 2 current. Both for speeding in 30s.
If he gets points for this one, at least they're going to be consecutive, 95, 96 and 97.
That's true.
There's no point in stopping there, driver. There's no point in stopping there. Go! Oh, that was very tight, yeah. I don't know why they didn't just find themselves a gap here or something like that. Yeah, this is the best bit of driving. That's very good. Thank you very much. Sometimes they stop and there's just no way you can get round them. We've now had a call about a recovery vehicle which is supposed to be on fire just north of Junction 8 on the M6. At the moment we're looking, but we can't see anything obvious at all, but nevertheless we've got to still treat it as if it is a genuine call.
After struggling through the traffic, police are now struggling to find the broken down vehicle.
Oscar Tango 1 between the slips Junction 9 M6 northbound.
Yeah, thank you. Fire service has just been on again, and their complainant is saying that the incident is outside the RAC centre.
Well, we came past that particular location and we certainly didn't see anything. Been checking the southbound too in case somebody's got the north and south mixed up, but there's nothing obvious again on there.
Sometimes emergency calls aren't clear, or the information given is simply wrong. This one looks like a false alarm. Despite a careful search, the officers give up.
Take the space. Well, we've now cancelled, we've put that down as no trace, so we're now resuming the normal patrol. We've switched the beacons and everything off and just blended in with the traffic again now. A lot of motorists obviously see us trying to make progress and come through and more or less encourage them to make a space for us. And obviously when we come through, if there's a situation where we're cancelled, that must look really bad to members of the public because as far as they're concerned, they don't see a reason for it. They may even think that we're late for our dinner or something like that.
But after giving up the search, the police vehicle drives right past the mystery incident.
So it was behind us all the time then? Jesus. Mike Alpha Oscar Tango 1, over. Yes, we're with this vehicle now. We'll see exactly what's happened. All right. Are you all okay? No one's been injured at all or anything like that? Did anyone here make the phone call to us, do you know?
Well, what's happened is we're in the RAC getting towed back
Right.
up to Scotland. So
Yeah.
that's our car on the trailer there.
Yes.
So the chap there that's just looking in the van, he's been driving the
Right.
trailer, so he was making a phone call.
Okay, because we were initially told, this is why we're a bit late getting to you, unfortunately, we were told that this was outside the RAC centre.
All right. Okay.
And of course it's not, it's quite some distance from it, so I'm sorry we're late getting to you. Okay.
Campbell got on that. So
Do you know who made the phone call to us at all? Did you? So that location you just given us puts us further down at Junction 8. There's been a bit of a misunderstanding then, yeah, that's why we're late getting to you.
know exactly where it was. So.
Yeah, but not to worry, as long as everything's okay.
Yeah, a lorry pulled me off.
Yeah.
We got all right.
Okay. How are you? All right, not so bad. You okay? Good. Right, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's still live.
For the
at
heater
moment.
motor, is it, or something like that? Gotcha.
It's the electric cable, that's
Yeah.
short circuit, burned through.
We broke down yesterday 100 miles south of Cherbourg.
So my husband and I went to, there was a supermarket nearby and phoned for the RAC. They came very quickly and took us to Cherbourg hoping to get the ferry, but we were 10 minutes late. So we had to be put up in a hotel.
Then we were put on the boat up to Cherbourg, crossed to Portsmouth, and presently we're on our way from Portsmouth back up to Ayrshire in Scotland.
And this is as far as we got.
The trailer has broken down. It was carrying our broken down car.
A fault was developed in his electrical wiring loom, which is arced inside the plastic sheathing. The plastic sheathing set alight, which is then set alight to the rubber hoses and the plastic bottles which attach to the body of the inside of the engine. Saw smoke coming out and he's poured over. And luckily it's only a small fire really, which we managed to deal with.
The driver took out a cigarette and I said, look, I'm a really bad traveller, please don't smoke. So he said, that's fine. And a wee while later the smoke started appearing and I thought, oh, I wonder if he's smoking. But that was it, the thing was in fire and we all had to bail out.
Once the electric supply is disconnected, the whole of the vehicle has to be checked over then to make sure there's no fire underneath or when it's still hot enough to reignite when we leave. So we'll be here some time because we really have to make sure that it's safe before his breakdown truck is recovered by another breakdown truck.
Back on the M42, another job for Steve.
Hello. Hi, Pete. Yes, good.
You want a winner, it's a wheel change.
We're currently M5 southbound between 4A and 5. We've just been overtaken by a Calibra. It's now closed in on the Astra that's in lane 3 in front of him. Currently got about a car and a half length between the two vehicles, doing 72 miles an hour. If the Astra would oblige us and move over, and give Mr. Calibra the chance to build his speed up again.
The Astra must be psychic.
Indeed. Somewhere to put him on. .09. He's a 95 man.
Words by the junction here. Let him know we're around. Cute. Good pants right. Got a few aerials there. What's going to go 2-2 Mike Alpha? PNC check please, sir.
Get some nice cars these days, don't you? This is a 3.5.
No, it's 3 litre.
Your average speed
Yes, sir, thanks, sir.
was 95.09 miles an hour. Is there any reason for it?
Nothing I get away with anyway. Am I going to be on police camera action? I wasn't really doing anything that to warrant it. Am I?
I'm from Carlton Television, which is what this is all about.
Excellent.
I take it you don't have any objection to us?
No, hell no. No.
We have a happy customer, Paul.
Worth 3 points to get his face on television.
Yeah, it's worth it.
But as long as you take on board what we say about the distance of the white Fiat Panda and the blue Astra, far too close, and you know it might not be police camera action. It might be casualty if you get too close to these people. So just take on board that part of it, whatever you do.
Got your keys? Yeah. As I say, build a speed up on this short bit of hard shoulder, up the slip road, and over the other side and rejoin the carry. Have a safe journey.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, bye-bye. One very happy customer.
Meanwhile, Steve is setting off to see a lucky customer. He's been called to a BMW driver who managed to stop his car safely with only 3 tyres.
Suddenly, the car became extremely bumpy and the tyre overtook us. Well, we were driving along and I said to Dominic, I said, the road must be a bit rough here because I can feel a bump through the car. And then suddenly the outer rim of the tyre just came off and overtook us on the inside. It's amazing. Splendid. What I'd probably do is get 2 new tyres as minimum and have 2 spares probably effectively then. So.
Cheers. Bye.
For Steve, it's a quick change. The whole job is over in less than 6 minutes, and his motorway day is done.
Just approaching back to the services for the end of my shift, and then it's off up to the gym for a workout.
Oh, do you see him? He's got a map on his steering wheel. There's a little blue Peugeot right behind his in lane 2. Oh, quick, get the rear camera on.
The Peugeot driver must be lost. He's resting a road map on his steering wheel, but his eyes should be on the road.
I bet he checks it just before the junction.
So he's wandering out, corrected it. Wandering to the left now.
Then change it alongside him so we can just get a good view of him.
Is he going down?
He's leaving it light if he is.
I don't want to. Yes, he is. Didn't want to leave it. The map's still on the steering wheel. Still on the wheel.
You get alongside because I've just got a bit of glare off the old.
That's it. I've got the hard shoulder. And he's still got it there whilst we've stopped now, so I've decided to stop with it on. If you want to have a kind of word with him, and you might be able to point him in the right direction. realise we were behind him then. Somewhat surprised when somebody appeared alongside him.
We've got you on camera. Could be clearly seen. The map was covering your steering wheel and you were wandering in the lane. I don't think that's acceptable, and as far as I'm concerned, that's driving without due care and attention.
Okay.
Is there any reason for it?
Well, I'm a surveyor, you see, and I'm late. I'm from Nottingham, and I don't know Birmingham very well.
Do you not think it'd be safer to either pull on the hard shoulder, or better still, as the highway code says, pull off at the nearest junction, find a safe place to park, then look at your map?
Well, yeah, I know that, look.
Because in fairness, whilst you're looking at the map on your steering wheel, if something had happened in front of you,
yeah, I know.
You wouldn't have been aware of it until there was an almighty bang and you're thinking, what's going on?
Yeah, fair enough, Doc, yeah.
Okay.
If you've got the services behind you, you could have pulled in there without even coming off at the junction, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't like to be in my own car alongside him, and I don't think most other people would. Under the circumstances, with leaving a motorway, it is one of the times when you should be exercising a lot more care and attention, and I can't see any reason why he will not receive a summons for careless driving and ultimately receive points on his driving licence.
The alleged map reader's case is now being processed by the courts. Early evening, and it's getting chilly.
We had a forecast of rain during the day with clearing skies overnight, falling to zero at around about 10 p.m. It's now 7:30 p.m. and temperatures are rapidly falling to zero, so we're going out right now.
Plenty of thermal underwear.
The gritter teams work from special forecasts provided by thermometers built into the motorway itself. Tonight, an inspection squad is checking the crucial devices to make sure they're doing their job and providing an accurate reading.
I didn't think I had a comprehension of how fast traffic went until you stood standing there a couple of metres away. It's whizzing past your head. Especially, I'm one of the smaller people who do the work, and I have a tendency to be blown over by lorries as they go past. I tend to end up on my back. I have been blown over a few times. Luckily, you blow the right way. You never blow into the traffic. You just trust the guys who are putting the rolling roadblock on. They're doing their job and they're concentrating, and just try and get a steady reading so you can get there off there as quickly as possible.
There's about 9,000 tonnes left in here now, about £250,000 worth of salt. We buy it in summer when it's cheap, and it runs out around £26 a tonne then.
The cost of sending out the gritters on just one freezing night in the Midlands runs close to £50,000. The salt they carry is mined in the north of England and specially prepared for the motorway. Although it plays a life-saving role, few drivers like the grit hitting their car, and even those who work with it treat it with care.
It comes out at a fair old speed, yeah. You know, it's soon, if you got it in your eye, you'd know about it.
It is corrosive stuff. It doesn't do vehicles a lot of good. These vehicles are set to take it. There's an awful lot of plastic on these Fodems, but it isn't good to mix the average family car in with it.
Oh, some of them come by a bit fast, yeah, but personally, I'd stop behind, but, you know, it's every man for himself, like, you know. But I wouldn't go by in my car.
Accident M6 northbound, multi-vehicle accident, junction 9.
Junction 9, northbound. How many vehicles, mate, do you know?
I don't know. 3 lines, 1 car is completely blocked.
Are you a witness or are you involved?
No, just a witness, mate.
Do we need an ambulance or fire there?
Nothing's there at the moment, mate.
No, do we need an ambulance and the fire
yeah,
brigade
I
there?
should think so, don't I? Yeah, there's a car between the lines, pretty bad, mate.
OK, mate, we'll get somebody along there as soon as we can. OK, mate.
3 injured drivers, one in a critical condition, have been taken to hospital. Fire crews have freed the bodies of those who died. While officers deal with mounting rush hour traffic, colleagues have an unwelcome and difficult task. They have to confirm the identities of the victims so they can deal with hundreds of worried callers.
Central Motorway, please, may I help you? It's still, the M6 is still closed at the moment on the M6 northbound.
Not at present, no. No, nothing at all yet. OK then, bye-bye. I'll go and do it from now. I'll go and see if I can find this for him.
What time did they start the journey and what from where?
She's just going back.
From?
Yeah. Another one.
So,
where you go? Hello. Who am I speaking to at the moment?
You got the one. Or everything's still there.
You're the sister-in-law, are you? Yeah, just hold on a minute.
Yeah, you've just given me the registration of the vehicle and I said I would phone you back in 5 minutes. Yeah, if you can just bear with us a second. We've got to go and make some inquiries and wait for the officers to come back from the scene with some more details. So if you just hang fire, we will phone you back in 5 minutes and we'll see what we can do for you. To be honest, I'm sitting in an office, I'm speaking to you on the phone and I'm speaking on the radio with officers. So I'm putting 2 and 2 together and I'm trying to get number 4 to say yes or no to you. I can't tell you one way or another at this time. Alright, I will come back to you in 5 minutes if you just sit by your phone. Okay then, you're welcome. Bye-bye.
The officers must ensure they have accurate information before they pass it on to relatives. With news so painful, a mistake is unimaginable.
So if she rings back, which possibly she will be in the next 15 minutes, if we can find out if it is a blue vehicle, they'll need to speak to her next door or possibly ring her back. Okay.
No, they haven't been told. Definitely, no. Yeah, that's right, yeah, the normal, you know, he hasn't got to where he's going to.
You kind of give them the information that you'd love to tell them over the phone when it's bad news or any news at all. And it keeps people wondering. And it just makes it so hard a job.
She's sitting there being upset because she's worrying herself to death. And I feel useless because I can't help her either. But she's going to try other forces because she's going up to Wigan. But without information on the vehicle, she doesn't stand much chance, really. Because we all have the same problem. You've either got to know the vehicle or the registration. She has neither. But it does make you feel a bit useless then. Still, you can only do your best.
The red lorry was actually carrying axles for HGVs, and that's what spilled out everywhere. The cab is totally destroyed by fire, and the mangled mess in front is the remains of a BMW. Obviously, they were caught together and they've gone up in an inferno. This vehicle here is carrying confectionery, and the cab is actually the other side. So it shows just how horrific the scene was when officers first came here this morning.
We came on duty at 6 o'clock this morning, and at 5 past we were turned out totally without warning to this accident. We were the third vehicle at the scene. There in front of us was a truck ablaze, people trapped in a car, and our duty immediately was to shut the motorway because we realised, unfortunately, straight away there was nothing we could do to assist the people trapped in the car. And it's a very difficult thing to know that despite your training, despite your equipment, when a 38-ton truck is lying on top of a car and they're both on fire, there's nothing you can do to help the people.
We were rather concerned as to whether there was anybody else stuck in the vehicle, so hence the time that it's taken us to actually pull the vehicles, separate them, and then do a thorough search to see if there was any more remains, which I'm pleased to say there wasn't.
At Motorway Police headquarters, officers think they've now confirmed the victims' identities. They know relatives are waiting anxiously.
Oh, look at the right vehicle.
The motorway's starting to clear.
Okay.
I mean, the accident's still there, but the tail back on the van's not back to 437 now.
Now, the lady who's phoned in, whose husband it is, works for that company. She's phoned in, she's a sister-in-law.
Yeah.
And then she's phoned in and she's a wife.
Right. And are we pretty certain then?
The chassis number given
oh, right.
Is
yeah.
that.
Right.
So, 199.9.
Oh, okay. We just need somebody to go around and see.
So we need.
Yeah. Is she in
She's
any ways aware of what the inquiries are about?
She's. I think she's aware that she says I want told first for the sister-in-law. So I think she's. Can you? I don't know what
Yeah,
it
let's
said.
find out where
Find out the,
yeah,
the
the
proper
address of that,
address.
and then we'll get them round to do the necessary. Yeah.
Okay.
We've now been able to identify 3 of the drivers, 2 of which sadly died, and we've got to inform the relatives, which is never an easy task. At the scene, the investigations are still going on. We've got officers at the scene still measuring up, taking photographs and assessing just what happened.
The investigating officers are busy even as the clean-up goes on.
Well, what I do as part of the video unit is to collect as much evidence as we can at the time of an incident, so that anybody who's investigating the accident, either for the coroner or the court, has got more or less first-hand knowledge of what went on at the time. And I work my way around each vehicle so that I can see where the damage or any marks on the vehicles are, to try and help in pinpointing points of impact. We've also got marks down the wall that indicate where collisions have taken place or vehicles have been dragged. And then you go around afterwards to show the vehicles where they've got seat belts fitted, what the damage is to the interior of the vehicle, and also any property that's lying around that may have come from a vehicle. Again, debris on the roads can be used to pinpoint where a collision took place.
Officers have returned from the crash scene to the motorway control room. They now have the harrowing task of visiting the victims' families.
How many of you on this morning?
Well, we've been doing all
They
sorts of
haven't
odds and stuff.
with
So
other cars to-
we went down to Rydale to try and track down the details of the
You do it then. Can you go and actually tell?
There's one lorry driver there.
But then we need then obviously to.
Has she any idea?
She knows.
She knows.
No, she knows. I believe, talking to her on the phone, she knows that her husband's involved in this accident. She's up there, she's at the boiling point. Got feelings telling her there's something wrong.
Has she phoned us to ask?
She's phoned us. The sister-in-law phoned, then she's phoned, said my husband hasn't reached his destination. From details they gave us and the details we were given for the scene, we've matched up with that vehicle. We're 99.9% sure. So we've now found out her work's address from the telephone number she gave us. We need to go to the work to get her. It's a family business by the sound of it.
Okay.
Everybody's working for the same business.
Do the formal informing of her then, Clive, and then we'll have to think about our relatives who could possibly help with the ID. That's what we need to handle after that, isn't it? Yeah. Because we don't want to see it. All right?
Okay.
I'll tell Clive that you're going to do it.
I'll update the log to that effect that you're going to see her.
We've got a lady to go and see. We believe she's the wife of the driver. We've now got to break it to her as gently as we can that her husband's dead. It's difficult. It's the worst job you can do. It really is. No, that's all I can say about it.
On the other end of the phone, has he hung up with her?
So Clive can do that rather than one of the local lads who maybe doesn't know the circumstances. All right. So he's gone off to do that. And I said the other 2 are being done by local police.
Yeah, it's on their police force.
All right.
Well,
It moves from the investigation stage to the tidy up stage, and really our priority must be now to get the scene cleared as soon as possible and get the motorway clear. At the moment, the pessimistic estimation is perhaps something like 4 o'clock this afternoon, which will mean the motorway has been closed for something like 10 hours.
The sheer weight of the debris is making the clean-up job extremely difficult. A lorry has to be cut free. It's another hazardous complication.
It's a matter that, the job has to be done and we're here to do it. They're dead, it does get you. Just because we've been doing it a considerable time, don't mean to say we get hard into it. It's a very sad experience.
about to be reopened. As we speak, they're just taking the cones off now. Yeah, southbound's open, northbound just deconing. Yeah, in that case, thank you. We are about to reopen the carriageways totally over.
The police prediction was just 10 minutes out. The M6 reopens at 3:50, just in time for the main evening rush hour. Police lead a long convoy past the junction, where just 10 hours ago 3 motorists lost their lives. The other 2 drivers are now recovering.
A new barrier and the absence of a lamppost is the only indication now that this is where the accident scene was. It shouldn't be that way, but the only people who are affected by it are immediate relatives. Everybody else, they don't even give it a second thought, most people, as to who's been involved unless it's somebody they know. With the amount of fatalities that are on the roads in the UK, it's very easily brushed aside by most people as being another accident. It's a sad reflection on our times that people don't think more about accidents. Watching going out now towards the Volvo.
Yeah.